Hello, hi, alaikum. My name is Arif Aiman Firdaus bin Arif Nizam, and I'm from Group KB2. My international case study is Mr. Chatterjee versus Norway. So, summary of the plot of Mr. Chatterjee versus Norway. Debika Chatterjee, an Indian mother in Norway, loses custody of her children when Norwegian Child Welfare Service deemed her parenting incompatible with local cultural standards. Feeling unjustly treated, she fights a long legal battle to regain custody despite facing betrayal from her husband, cultural prejudice, and the challenges of a foreign legal system. With courage and determination, Debika takes her case internationally, demonstrating the power of a mother's love in the face of injustice. So today, I want to emphasize four of the main important of the Mr. Chatterjee versus Norway. The first thing first is a background and method story. The story begins with Mr. Chatterjee moving to Norway with her husband after their marriage. They have 2 children, but their lives take a tragic turn when Norwegian authorities take their children, citing parenting practice like feeding by hand and physical discipline as inappropriate. The film is based on the real-life experience of Sagarika Chakraborty and her husband Rup Bhattacharya. After moving to Norway in 2007, they had 2 children, Abhigyan, who showed signs of autism, and Aishwarya. In 2011, Norway's Child Welfare Service, Barnevernet, took custody of their children, claiming their caregiving methods were unsuitable. The second is first incident, taking custody of a child. The Norwegian government accused Mr. Chatterjee of improper parenting, citing cultural practice like feeding children by hand, interpreted as force feeding, and using physical discipline was considered unacceptable under Norwegian law. The case highlighted significant cultural difference with Indian parenting practice seen as abusive by Norwegian standards. Despite these cultural factors, Norwegian authorities strictly enforced their child protection laws, leading to the removal of the children. The custody battle had a profound emotional impact on Mr. Chatterjee, straining her mental well-being, damaging her marriage, and creating intense personal and cultural conflicts. Besides of that, second incident, case and challenges faced in court. In 2011, Barnevernet, Norway's Child Welfare Agency, took custody of Abhigyan and Aishwarya newborn due to concerns about their mother's parenting. The agency had been observing the family since Aishwarya's birth, but provided no assistance, instead documenting behaviors they later used in court. Barnevernet cited practice such as feeding by hand, making threatening gestures, and leaving the baby unattended during diaper changes. Chakraborty's emotional state was also used against her during the court proceedings. After months of protests in India and diplomatic intervention, Chakraborty was eventually reunited with her children. Last incident, disagreement between her husband. A key emotional moment in the story is the conflict between Mr. Chatterjee and her husband, stemming from their different views on handling the crisis with the Norwegian authorities. Mr. Chatterjee believes her primary responsibility as a mother is to fight for her children's custody, seeing Norway's legal system as unjust. In contrast, her husband takes a more pragmatic approach, focusing on economic stability and their status in Norway, avoiding resistance to prevent worsening the situation. Feeling unsupported and betrayed by her husband, Mr. Chatterjee decides to fight even harder for the children, marking a crucial turning point in her journey. Okay, so now I want to move to analysis of Chatterjee versus Norway. The story follows Debika Chatterjee's struggle to regain custody of her children, exploring themes of cultural conflict, legal injustice, and maternal love. First thing first, main theme. The primary theme is cultural conflict, focusing on the clash between Indian parenting practice and Norwegian legal standards, which view Debika's methods as incompatible. The second is characteristics of Devika Chatterjee. Initially overwhelmed and helpless, Devika transforms into a courageous figure, determined to fight an unjust system. After that, conflict the story. Devika faces social pressure and cultural discrimination as an immigrant with little support due to a lack of understanding of her cultural background. After that, moral message. The story emphasized the need for cultural sensitivity and understanding, especially in global systems related to family and human rights. Last but not least, relevance to reality. The narrative highlights the challenges faced by immigrant families in foreign legal system and advocates for more inclusive, empathetic international policies that respect cultural diversity. Conclusion is, Mr. Chatterjee vs. Norway is a powerful drama based on the true story of Devika Chatterjee, an immigrant mother in Norway, whose life changes when Norwegian Child Welfare Service removed her children due to cultural differences in her parenting. The film follows Devika's relentless fight against a rigid, culturally insensitive legal system, highlighting cultural conflicts and the need for legal system to be more inclusive and sensitive to cultural diversity. The story emphasizes the strength of a mother's love, resilience in adversity, and the universal bond between a mother and her children. It also advocates for reform in legal frameworks to ensure fair, culturally respectful justice. So, that's all from me. I hope you can accept my case. Bye.